Всем привет, с вами снова самый безжалостный хомяк, и мы продолжаем играть в игру Dragon Age Inquisition.
Master Dennett's horses are a fine addition to our stables. I will see they are well tended.
В общем-то, даже им заданий никаких не дать. Ну, можно денег разве что дать.
At your service. Let's see what we have.
Пусть формят тогда, раз уж все равно заняться нечем больше. А мы пойдем обратно во внутренние земли, и там нам наконец-то вроде бы будет доступен проход в тот самый Редклиф. Так, там надо вроде еще одеть будет сейчас на наших этих, на магичку и на лучницу одежду. Вчера же ему изготовил вроде доспехи нормальные, более-менее приемлемые. Но еще не бегал по квестам, поэтому, по-моему, я их еще не одевал. Сейчас посмотрим. Да, точно. Да не. А, тут я. Уиуен. Вот так вот. Приодели их немножко. Может быть, теперь они не будут дохнуть так быстро. Так. То у меня, смотрю, здесь еще миссий поднакопилось. Довольно много. Ну что ж, давайте вначале сходим. А, это надо насобирать этих осколков. точно, надо было за капитаном Быков сходить. Первоначально.
You know, you shouldn't make fun of people being scared of magic just because you can scare them back.
I take it you think I'm frightening.
Not naked, you're well fit, but all armored up and fierce. What do you think some stable boy sees?
A seeker on the side of righteousness.
Here's what I learned in the alleys. Ah, mages. Ah, Templars. Ah, Savinters. Ah, hungry. When you're little, everything is ah.
Блять, какой забавный это сэра, блин. Это просто, наверное, самый позитивный персонаж. Из тех, что я встречал. По крайней мере, в этой игре точно.
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Other...
Blackwall.
You're not... How do you know my name? Who said... That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with these idiots first. Conscripts, here they come.
Что здесь за хрень вообще происходит? Что ни с того ни с сего напали. Кто такие? И почему я, когда бродил здесь столько раз, никогда не встречал этого чувачка?
Sorry, bastards. Good work, conscripts. Even if this shouldn't have happened, they could have... Well, thieves are made, not born. Take back what they stole. Go back to your families. You saved yourselves. You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
I know your name because I'm an agent of the Inquisition. I'm investigating whether the disappearance of wardens has anything to do with the murder of the Divine.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't. No, you're asking so you don't really know. First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
I'm not here to accuse, not yet. I just need information. I've only found you. Where are the rest?
I haven't seen any Wardens for months. I travel alone, recruiting. Not much interest because the Archdemon is a decade dead, and no need to conscript because there's no blight coming. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need, who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
I wasn't aware Grey Wardens could take whatever they want.
It's complicated. If there's a blight, everyone has to help the effort to fight it. The treaties are ancient. Outside of blights, It's as binding as a clever tongue can make it.
Do you have any idea where the other wardens could have gone?
Maybe they returned to our stronghold at Weishaupt. That's in the Anderfels, a long way north. I don't really know. Can't imagine why they'd all disappear at once, let alone where they disappeared to.
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe there's a new directive, but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Planned to stay that way for months. Years.
It's been a pleasure, Warden Blackwall, but this didn't help at all.
Довольно грубо.
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved. If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a warden. Maybe you need me.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This warden walks with the Inquisition.
Интересно, про кого он говорил, что уже есть страж в Инквизиции? Неужели ферелденских замков наберусь? Ну-ка, ферелденский замок. Да! Все, мы можем выполнить этот сраный квест еще раз. И не брать его уже больше. Но как-то странно, что я не находил никогда вот этого домика до того, как пришел сюда сейчас. Ведь я здесь был не раз. Все-таки эти внутренние земли я изучал довольно долго. Так, что теперь? Что теперь? Нужно пойти добыть лириум этот красный. Посмотреть, он только из одного нужно добыть или обязательно из всех трех нужно достать отсюда и отсюда еще. Местам с этим красным лириумом. Да. Точно, ладно. Пойдемте по основному квесту, то бишь вот сюда. К нам, к магам пойдем, пообщаемся с ними. И потом зайдем сюда и зайдем сюда. Жаль, что сюда пока не могу зайти. Вернее, зайти-то могу. Но поставить там этот ориентир пока не могу, ибо сраный дракон, которого пока не получается ничем убить. Но когда-нибудь я все-таки доберусь до этого мудака. оторву ему крылья. И выбью зубы. А тут я был? Наверное, был. Да, был. В этот раз что-то я решил без лошади пробежаться. Хотя можно и призвать, и поскакать на лошади. Но мне пока и так норм. Кстати, я хотел посмотреть, сколько у меня денег. 11 357. Значит, можно пойти купить ту непонятную хрень за 10 косарей. И потом гордиться тем, что я купил хрень за 10 косарей. Тем более, что деньги я, в принципе, никуда все равно не трачу. Какой-то большой демон сейчас походу будет. А чё зависло-то все? Блин. Ой. Что-то проводнуло так нехило. Продолжаю подлагивать. Так, кто там подпукивает? Ай. Все, well done. Well done. ГЖВП. Че за круги понять не могу.
What's that?
We don't know what these rifts can do. That one appeared to alter the time around it.
There are many mages in Redkliff. Maybe Fiona will know what's going on.
Make her have mercy. It's over. Open gates.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expect... You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
We should talk to the Grand Enchanter.
Так. Ну, теперь мы хоть Редклиф можем посмотреть, что здесь к чему, и выполнить там у нас какой-то квест, который я давным-давно взял еще при первом заходе в эти внутренние земли. Плюс, возможно, здесь есть как раз те ориентиры, которые я еще не расставил. Вот, кстати, один из них сразу же нашелся. Так. Лобысь. 15. Если здесь еще один найдется, то значит, в принципе, я нашел все эти ориентиры. Только нужно будет как-то убить дракона и поставить туда ориентир последний. Какие-то беспонтовенькие эти предметики. продажу. Жаль, конечно, что их разбирать нельзя, как в коопе, чтобы из них всякие ресурсы добывать. Так было бы и поудобнее.
I hear most of the apostates are dead or hiding. Should be getting more refugees.
The Inquisition dealt with the rebel Templars. They've been driven away or killed. See? What did I tell you? It's not just that. I heard about deaths.
Так, наверное, в этом доме есть бутылка. Да, даже если в этом доме есть бутылка, то зайти я в него все равно не смогу. Печаль. Так, там есть какой-то квестик дополнительный. Привет. Чё хочешь?
My apologies. Can I help you?
There are refugees at the crossroads.
Of course they would. These attacks by... But if I go to the crossroads to help, I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
Have people called?
Every day. They need the salves I sell, but they spit on me once they pay. These villagers only tolerate me because Templars killed... I doubt the humans at the crossroads would be any different.
The elves were slaves once. They are... If you want the elves to be treated better, show the Inquisition.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be... I'll see you at the crossroads soon.
Not bad. Нормально болтали с помощью этого. Того, что я когда-то исторические ответы решил прокачать в лагере Инквизиции. А вон еще один этот. Где эти сраные искусственные руки достать? Понять не могу. Бемс! Ну, в принципе, значит, последний, 17-й, это там рядом с драконом, который я поставить не могу из-за того, что, в принципе, там дракон. Не было бы там дракона. Сиреневая броня для разбойников. Интересно, интересно. И сколько он за нее просит? 1116. Надо будет сейчас посмотреть 128 броньки. Довольно неплохая штука на самом-то деле. Еще и можно выкупить поножи с наручами к ней, куртки охотника. Хотя доспех разведчика. Средний поножи, средний поножи. Средний наруч, то есть... Интересно, ладно, вначале давайте вольем свои ненужные вещи. Для силы это только для этого. Так, я хотел посмотреть, что там то, что я сковал. СР 95. Не, однозначно надо брать. Такую вещь надо брать. И сразу для нее возьмем плюс 7 защита в ближнем бою, плюс 7 от дальнобойных. Вот так. Дальнобойных в ближнем бою. Но я думаю, надо вот такие покупать легкие доспехи. Они будут адекватнее смотреться с тем, что у нее будет. Так, и тогда оденем ее. детали мы сможем примостить только уже потом. А у тебя что? Она продает оружие. Но из оружия, к сожалению, ничего тут интересного такого уж нету. Ой.
Not for the Inquisition, it would have been even worse. Hid here behind the village wall.
What if I took flowers?
I never expected anyone not of the blood to care. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the table stone.
Stay safe.
Тикс. Это здесь еще одна дрыга. Посмотрим, что он продает. Он продает рецепты, которые я никак не могу понять, почему бы не разбить их как-нибудь, чтобы было видно, что это не обычный топор, а двуручный топор, допустим. Но почему-то этого они не сделали. И в итоге это не очень понятно. Логика такая. Фольклорист. Достижушка. Тикс.
Sarah, I'm sorry.
Who's what now?
My family is nobility. I've been in secret training since I was 6. I walked with the divine. I've never considered what I must look like to someone common. I must indeed seem terrifying.
Nah, you're alright. Skip the someone common bit though. Makes you seem a bit of a shit.
Как-то странно, что здесь иногда вода просто сквозь лодку проходит. Ну, по-моему, это не знаю, не очень хорошо. Можно было такие уж мелкие баги-то и поустранять. Или они не думали, что какой-нибудь дебил, как я, будет стоять и смотреть, как это вода сквозь лодку проходит.
They say a desire demon took the mind of our young Lord Con. It cost the boy his life. Cursed be the blood maid you led the lad down such a path.
Tell me about your...
They say a spirit dwells in a small. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love.
Это опять тот дом закрытый. Так, здесь два закрытых дома, в которых я не могу зайти. Тут вот есть еще квестик. Тут нужно сдать квестик. принципе, у меня снова жила эта локация новыми квестами.
Please, are you with the Inquisition? As you've wandered, have you by any chance Lord Wolseley wandered off? And he's very special. If you could find him, I'd be most grateful.
What makes your rep?
Well, he's always brought the family luck. And his advice helped us make our fortune.
Your ram?
He's a very special ram.
Your ram has gone.
Yes. I'm certain that if he heard his Jimmy missed, he's likely at our family's old summer cabin. It's by the lake. If you do find him and send him back, I'd be happy to pay you.
I'll speak with you later.
If you find my...
Так, теперь мне нужно искать особенного барана. Нормально, чё? Самое то задание для Инквизиции. Искать баранов. Я же одного уже привел барана, сейчас еще одного приведу. Ну, какие проблемы?
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful.
What has brought you to Redkliff?
Is this some sort of test? We're here because you and...
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royaux since before the Conclave.
It wasn't you who invited me here.
I don't know. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the free mages have already pledged them.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is...
An alliance with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of fate?
As one indenture to a magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Very well. Who's it?
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you early.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Gil.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the...
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl.
The Arl of Redcliffe fled.
Arl Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even...
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
I'd like to know more about this alliance.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was in...
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the... As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before... As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this...
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the... It could only be through divine providence that I...
It was certainly very timely.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages?
For the moment, the southern mages are after they are properly trained, they will join.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an...
It is always a pleasure to meet. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friend. I'm not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a... There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious, indeed.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our...
There will have to be... Felix?
My lord, I'm so sorry.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We would... Fiona, I require your assistance back at the camp.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude...
Come to the Chantry.
Wow, aren't we secretive?
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Да, какая-то нездоровая канитель здесь.
Inquisition. These two letters make my shoulder blades itch.
You're not happy with it.
Something's not right about that. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, it was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the crime.
Goodbye.
Походу подстава какая-то у них тут. Сейчас надо сломать черепушку этому чувачку в красном комбезе, и все будет, и маги пойдут за нас. Мы их там помирим с храмовниками, и там все дела, тралала, там инквизиция зарулис. Так, где-то здесь у меня вот он, еще один квест справа.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I'm trying. I hope I don't disappoint.
I hope
I will leave you to your duties.
so. Make a deal.
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
Are you a Chantry?
A lay sister only. I work here. It is very busy work, especially in these times, but let me know if I can ever help you.
I found the letter you sent to Temple.
What? You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. So, what do you intend to do?
The Chantry used to drown smugglers who posed as sisters. I wonder if they still do that. I could ask around, or you can put your skills to use for...
And you'd keep quiet? No, dear.
That will depend on how honest your efforts.
All right. I'm in.
Завербовал какого-то каким-то в очередной раз. Так. Ну теперь можно либо пойти по основному квесту, либо пойти вначале побегать по миру и вернуться на основной квест. Даже не знаю. Да, пойдемте, раз уже здесь выполним вначале основной квест, разберемся здесь с местными магами и потом уже будем раскидываться с обычными квестами. О, это же педик.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Я видел, вокруг него много было просто разговоров перед выходом игры, что, мол, вот это чувак, который ушел из деревни, потому что там не одобряли его на полную любовь, блин. Так и не пойму, что у всех с волосами.
Fascinating. You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your...
Who are you?
Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous.
Another Tevinter. Be cautious with...
Suspicious friends you have. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I was expecting Felix.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
Are you a man?
All right, let's say this once. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
You're betraying your mentor.
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning, look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redkliff, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
I hope that's less dangerous than it... more.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never...
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up. Soon, there will be more like it. And they'll appear further and further away. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take a lot.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius, what I don't understand is why he's doing it. Ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lac.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Alexius is your father.
For the same reason Dorian worked. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? For his own sake.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the major of...
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the...
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redkliff. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself...
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Странные они какие-то.
Where the malcontents pledged themselves to Tevinter and joined a...
Ну, похоже, здесь больше пока ничего нету. Значит, можно с помощью вот этой штуки переместиться туда. Сделать здесь квест, сделать здесь 2 квеста. Добраться вот до этой пещеры и потом пройтись вот к этой пещере. И все. Все просто.
I can hardly wait to see what comes next.
Arrows come next. Надо только барыгам поздавать всякую ненужную хрень, то что я здесь понасобирал, чтобы у меня место оставалось всегда в инвентаре. Продать. Так, теперь у меня есть место в инвентаре. Теперь можно уже и путешествовать. Вот у нас квестик рядышком, выполняем его и идем дальше. Путешествие, путешествие, путешествие. Ладно, здесь хоть это. Нету, как в первой части, что при быстром путешествии на тебя могли еще и напасть по пути.
Подписывайтесь к вдовцу. Так, вначале вот сюда пойдем. Лошадку! Оседлать лошадку. Так, правее объезжать. Что? Застрял в какой-то херне. Она опять не пролазит. Сраная лошадь. И чего она там встала? И откуда там появился Мишка? Далеко там идти? Не, недалеко. Пешком дойдем. Без лошади. Выхватил. Ну, конечно, он послабже, чем мой топорчик. Так, где-то здесь еще один должен быть. Почему его не отображает? Бабла, шерсти какой-то. Что за хрень? С кем он там разговаривает? Сам прикол, что я походу как-то нашел этого барана. Ибо мне показывает, что нужно вернуться к этому пацану. Так, что мне теперь? Вот сюда вот надо сходить. конечно, что туда поближе нельзя. Смысл ставить ориентиры, на которые нельзя переместиться, я понять не могу. Было бы гораздо удобнее. Тут сюда еще и скакать надо довольно далеко. Вот сюда ж. И где? Тикс. Опять не пролазим. Иди нафиг, лошадка. Все равно приехали. Спасибо тебе. Так, теперь нам нужно добыть здесь красный лириум. Почему, вот, блин, сразу его нельзя было бы добыть. Когда здесь впервые был, сразу можно было. Лампс и все. Так, далее мне надо сюдой. Довольно далеко скакать нам надо. Сейчас будет. Кыс. Поехали. Сейчас нам скакать и скакать. Туда, где дракон, там опять нужно будет бегать, уворачиваться от этих огнешаров, пока он не решит улететь оттуда. Также бить маленьких драконов. И только тогда можно будет добраться до этой пещеры, где красный лириум этот нужно уничтожить. Уничтожаем его и едем сдавать квесты в Редклифе. Также немного непонятно, что там с основными квестами у меня выходит. Из деревни здесь по быстрому переходу переместиться до этого лагеря. Хоть он здесь, конечно, и недалеко, но так все равно быстрее будет. не будем, будем просто бежать вперед. И вперед, и вперед, и вперед. Забей. Там где-то дракончик маленький. Садился. Побежали, говорю, быстро. Блин, прилетел огнешар все-таки. Ай-яй-яй. Чё там, он еще не улетает? Все, улетел. Словили все-таки мы пару огнешаров. Надо вернуться в этот лагерь. Восстановить ХП, восстановить зелье. И идти сдавать квесты в Редклифе. Проще, наверное, будет добежать до лагеря и отсюда уже переместиться туда, в этот. Да ну чё, ты опять дашь одно и то же задание, блин. Мне выполнять сейчас сложно, так как здесь практически не осталось противников, из которых можно выбивать эти замки ферралтенские. Так что иди в попу. Интендант, не знаю, как это правильно произносится. Переместиться. Так, пойдемте вначале сдадим свинком то, что мы положили, венок. Чё? Я сдал твой квест. сходитесь к вдовцу. Вот он, вдовец.
I do not suppose you found my Senna's shrine. I know it is a long way to go.
Что я его заглючил? Ну ладно, пойдем зададим этому. Барашка. Барашка квест. Пойдем зададим.
Lord Wolseley came back. He says you convinced him. Here, for all your trouble.
Не знаю, может это опять какой-нибудь баг. Ну-ка, пойдем попробуем еще раз задать квест теперь. Вдовец, молодец.
I do not suppose you found my Senna's shrine. I know it is a long way to go.
Что глючит?
I do not suppose you found my Senna's shrine. I know it is a long way to go.
Не знаю, давайте попробуем сходить в меню. И потом вернуться снова. Может быть, так разглючит. Этого вдовца молодца, блин. Продолжить. Ну что, вдовец, молодец.
I know it is a long way to go.
I cleaned Senna's shrine
After all the long years she kept. Thank you. Thank you, friend.
Ну вот, разглючила пацана. Что у нас? Опять больше ничего здесь нет, только эти квесты и все. А что у нас в журнале? Ну, в принципе, в ставку в командование нужно идти. В принципе, понятно. Так, пойдем барыгам сдадим, если у меня есть какой-нибудь мусор, который можно сдать. Ой, простите, что? И теперь с помощью этой штуки перемещалки пойдем в лагерь в один из. Еще в этом лагере сейчас проверим одну штуку, которую я в советах только что вычитал. И походу там так оно и есть, только я этого не замечал. Сейчас глянем.
Something here. Better take a closer look.
Ой, не то. Ну ладно. Посмотреть заявки. Где здесь стол? Вот он. Выбрать зелье. Да. Не знаю, как они уж их использовать будут. Иди в попу своими докладами. Пойдемте в ставку командования. Надо еще сходить до этого. А, сейчас же можно, наверное, миновать ставку командования и пройти просто сразу в этот... штормовой берег. Там две миссии у нас есть. Здесь миссии нет. Здесь есть перенести холод. В этой синей тоже миссии нет. Можно вот прям так вот перемещаться. Ну давай вот сюда вот. О, как. Нифига себе! Какая прикольная штука.
I don't have time.
Ну, тут нужно как-то пройти сквозь эту пещеру. Красный лириум, красный лириум, красный лириум, красный лириум. Здесь у нас капитан Быков. Вопрос, сможем ли мы только пройти в пещеру в эту. Потому что в прошлый раз мы ее открыть не могли. Если мы сейчас в нее попасть не сможем, то особого смысла от того, что мы телепортировались именно сюда, мы в нее попасть именно и не можем. Странно вообще это. В итоге лучше бы мы куда-нибудь сюда переместились, выполнили бы просто вот это миссию с капитаном Быков, получается. Завербовали бы его и спокойненько пошли. Так, мне теперь нужно вот это все опять проходить. Это... Ух. Долгая тема. здесь нет фаст-тревелов обычных? Просто, вот, допустим, сейчас бы я нажал переместиться хотя бы в лагерь, да, и он взял бы и переместился просто сам. Было бы удобно. Так, здесь мне нужно как-то туда в гору залезть. В принципе, понятно, почему здесь нет фаст-тревелов, потому что иначе не было бы смысла в маунтах. А раз уж они решили сделать эту тему, ну что, нет, в воздухе сидят чайки магии какие-то. Раз уж они решили сделать тему с маунтами, то естественно, что для них тема с такими фаст-тревелами не вкатит. лошадку. Возвращайся. Достаточно хотя бы того, что он лошадку где-то в кармане носит, и по свисту он вот появляется. Откуда ни возьмись. Хотя бы такой fast travel. Какого-нибудь бы интересного маунта. То лошадки, конечно, прикольные, но там, не знаю, ну необычного маунта. Типа тигра какого-нибудь или еще что-нибудь. Ну такое что-нибудь. Да, вот этот командир
Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the casks. Damn, it's true. Oh, the Chantry must love you. A Canary mercenary is the herald of Andraste. Who'd have thought?
А, опять пропала эта реакция на эти диалоги.
Sinead Onstead. Let's try to keep that to a minimum. Makes the boys twitchy.
Нифига у него рожки, конечно, такие мощные. Бледный он только какой-то.
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have them check again. I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away. No offense, Krem.
None taken. At least the bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you, Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight. We're expensive, but we're worth it. And I'm sure the Inquisition can afford us.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Wouldn't cost you anything personally. Unless you want to buy drinks later. Your ambassador, what's her name? Josephine. We'd go through her and get the payments set up. Gold will take care of itself. Don't worry about that. All that matters is we're worth it.
The Chargers seem like an excellent company.
They are, but you're not just getting the boys. You're getting me. You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons, dragons, the bigger the better. And there's one other thing. Might be useful. Might piss you off. Ever hear of the Ben Hasra?
I learned of the Ben Hasrath from my parents. They are the enforcers of the Canary and the spies.
Yeah, that's them. Or, well, us. The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the breach. Magic out of control like that could cause trouble everywhere. I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to the people in charge, and send reports on what's happening. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people.
All right, you're in.
Excellent. Krem, tell the men to finish drinking on the road. The Chargers just got hired.
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them up with axes.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try bloodbenders. We'll meet you back at Haven.
А, ну да. Сейчас взять этого пацана. Одеть ему эту аксесс, который для него. Чтобы он у меня не валялся в этом. И можно распределить эти. Вкачать. Хотя что-то здесь качать точно такой же, как у меня. Ферс. Ну, даже тоже кунари.
It is properly Madame Vivienne, official mage to the Imperial
что же сделать с этой пещерой? Интересно мне. Пойдемте в убежище. Что-то пока ничего конкретного такого не происходит. Как-то бегаем, туда-сюда, что-то опять мелкие квесты, какие-то базар-вокзал, там все дела, там, тра-ла-ла. Так, что там у нас есть с кем попиздеть? Крем. Привет, Крем.
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with any ideas, I'll let you know.
I'd like to know more about you.
The chief. Last time I met him, he said, I never thought I'd work for Canary, but he grows on you. He's not like any commander I've ever worked for. That's for damn sure.
How's Iron Bolt?
If you know what you're doing and hold up your end, he's easy. He doesn't accept any luck. He keeps us alive, he leads from the front, and if you've an idea that'll win the fight, he listens. I've seen bands whose captains had to prove they were swinging the biggest sword. Bull isn't like that. The charges might give him more lip than you'd expect, but every one of us would lay down our lives for the big ass.
How did a Tevinter soldier wind up in a Kunari spy?
I wasn't a soldier at the time. I was in some trouble, trying to flee Tevinter. A Tribune and his men caught me in a border town tavern. They meant to make an example of me. I've been putting up with his jokes ever since.
That's how he lost the eye?
Yes. The guards had me on the tavern floor when Bull came inside and yelled for them to stop. The guard had a flair. Bull put himself between me and the blow. Big idiot. Didn't even know me.
Is it strange to work for...
He hasn't tried to convert us to the Qun, if that's what you're asking. Bull's charges don't care who you light a candle for, so long as your shield stays up. If he hadn't told me he was Ben Hasrath, I'd have thought he'd left that life behind.
I didn't expect he'd tell you all that he was a spy.
He figures most of us would find out sooner or later, and it should come from him. Eyes to art. It's never messed up a job. He just writes letters back home. Lots of the boys write letters back home.
We'll talk later. They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use. Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not... He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield. It's a Templar. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away. Canary learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. No Templars doing good work. I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished. Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team. But now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. We've got no leader, no Inquisitor. Then maybe we need one. I'd be willing. Huh. Why you? I've got the mark on my hand. I've sealed fade risks. That means you have a skill. That doesn't necessarily mean you should be deciding that line. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, the smartest, or even the most. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions. Who knows? Maybe you seal the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers. What do you think?
Так. Здесь не остановились у нас, а я тут вспомнил, что...
been saved by Inquisition soldiers. I don't know.
Inquisition soldiers? I have to admit, I thought human. Yes.
That's not surprising. Humans are everywhere. It's expected.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better. It's what you do and how you do it. Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back.
A worthy goal, one I'm... For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the They owe us some answers.
Так вот, я говорю, вспомнил, что забыл снять доспех-то с этой дурочки, чтобы приделать к нему в итоге усовершенствование. Ну, могу только те, что у меня, усовершенствовать. Не пойму, светится восклицательный знак. Значит, где-то есть квест.
I've heard rumors of abandoned warden. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Let's talk about the
wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
The Blight's been over for 10 years.
What do we... There is still darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean... And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the plan... It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden. On my own, like I quietly killed my fair share of darkspawn too.
You haven't had contact with other wardens for a while.
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works better for everyone that way.
So you have no...
You find that odd? The Blight is over. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Let's continue this at
As you wish.
А, вот, получил я этот квест все-таки. Такс. Может, не знаю, можно чего-нибудь побазарить с этими. Можно попробовать.
Can you tell me more about
The Seekers, we were meant to be incorrupt, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
How does someone become...
Most Seekers, we train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil.
Is the vigil some kind...
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gift. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation. We empty ourselves of all emotion, and the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it in.
Wish I could experience.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. I'm told it's impossible, however.
Все-таки звучит как-то странно.
We originally united with the Chantry through it was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the circle of Magi to vote. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh, but we found so many shocking cases of magical... If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
You're right. Something...
When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. The moment the Mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
What are secrets?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was a... We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So nobody ever watched over the...
It was was the Divine's duty, but she could only do so much when... The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew that kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who... If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Do you think that kind of problem could end?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves, they were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different...
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to... Ours come from ritual and many years of... We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful. Seekers can gain other gifts, but that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and some Seekers use it to interrogate. Others simply to... Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Нифига себе. Может зажигать лириум в крови у других. Жесткая тёлка.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing, anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. First, they merely humored me. The night I was 13 when I left home.
13.
I wasn't the youngest then. Some children are promised to the Order. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family?
Cool. But there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Did the Templars do anything besides hunt?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving it. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak and malicious.
What do you think of mages?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust. That was unworthy of me. I'll try not that I want mages moving through our base. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession of the beast.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day? Typical.
The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing is typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended it. Most of the time you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to receive. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do Templars and mages never speak to each other?
Some do. But Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment, of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
What does Templar train?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your...
Not everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could. I wanted to be. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfiguration, I admit, my mind sometimes wanders.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but you're... When it
И у
goes,
этих тоже бдение.
Templars, they are not to seek wealth or...
That's all I want.
Another time.
Подлагнуло. Че, пойдем потрем еще с остальными о чем-нибудь.
Need something.
I want to know more about Red Lip.
I'll tell you what I can.
с этим мы поговорили, походу, в прошлый раз обо всем, о чем он хотел, по крайней мере, поговорить.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that I bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
Tell me about yourself.
What about?
Your skill. Who taught you how to use a...
No one. What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Usually it takes considerable discipline. Hence my question.
Look, I work at it. Not like Cullen's pets. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Is it an elf thing?
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy and shy company. Back still, where would I find one in alleyways?
How about the basics?
All over? Okay, fine. Denim room for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
There are no connections you want?
Nope. What?
Never mind.
Good, right?
You're not like most of the elves I've met.
Thanks, right? Or was that an insult? Here's a could go barefoot. Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
There's a lot of tradition there. Should it just be thrown?
Your great-grandfather's dead. Why aren't you dead? You're throwing away tradition. None of it does in the city. That's why I'm not like an elf.
Весьма странный. Девчонка. Тени мы уже разговаривали, поэтому пошел в жопу. Нытик.
Reports of fate rapes and demons keep coming. The only thing that will calm their fears now is that you have to be that someone. No one seal them. Your legend will spread and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
I'll leave you to your work.
Да. Я думал, это вопрос.
There's nothing. I am, however, he seems to... As for the other wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
Let's talk about you. What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
For a while, I was wildly happy. I loved the thrill of that life, the danger. I went into hiding, and when I emerged, she presented me with my own network of spies, and said I was the only one she could trust.
Bards tell tales.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
I should leave you to your...
We can always talk.
Не склеился разговор, по-моему.
Yes?
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly?
I am from the Circle, my dear. Well, but if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Morsimau while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up with...
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Gislaine, an advantageous connection. When the position of enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
ничего интересного сегодня не удалось добиться из этих диалогов с неписями. Что-то вообще скучно. Только узнали про падение. Текс. Чего вы вкачали там интересно?
Not at all. I will inform you if that changes.
То есть, если мы расширим инвентарь, в следующий раз мы можем 1 очко способности получить. Ну, мне пока не интересно. Пока я думаю, вот такую штуку возьму.
have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a magistrate. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
We can't waste time fighting among ourselves. We have to come to an agreement.
A Tevinter Magister controls Redcliffe, invites us to the castle to talk, and some of us want to do nothing. Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die, and we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages, and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep. Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Where is the Arl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
After he was displaced, Arl Tegan rode straight for Dunnerin to petition the crown for help. I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle. Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
Keep attention on Adar, while we disable the Magister's defenses. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Fortunately, you'll have help. This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along. The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Тикс. Так, то есть этого перика мы по-любому берем. Ну ладно, тогда Кассандру еще возьмем. Нам нужен по-любому танк. Танк, лукарь, маг. И я. ДД ближнего боя. Какая у него маска прикольная.
The Magister's invitation was for Master Adar only. These others will have to remain here.
If my friends can't enter, then I won't go in either.
Прикольно у них маски все-таки.
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend, it's so good to see you again. And your associates. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
If the Grand Enchanter wants to be part of these talks, then I welcome her as a guest of the Inquisition.
Thank you.
The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
The Inquisition has many backers among the Orlesian nobility. I'm sure we can find suitable compensation.
I'm not sure what the Orlesian nobility have to offer that I don't already possess.
He knows everything, Father.
Felix, what have you done?
Your son is concerned that you're involved in something terrible.
So speaks the thief. Do you think you can turn my son against me? You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control. You're nothing but a mistake.
What do you know about the Divine's death?
It was the Elder One's moment, and you were unworthy even to stand in his presence.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
That's who you serve. The one who killed the Divine. Is he a mage?
Soon he will become a god. He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No, it's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Save me?
There is a way. The Elder One promised, if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this man's life.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
Пока все как-то запутано, но хотя бы чуть-чуть стали проясняться, что есть какая-то секта фанатиков, которая устроила покушение, из-за которых, в принципе, вся эта херня-то и произошла. А что такое один раз получилось?
The last thing I remember, we were...
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
That...
It sounds terrible. Depending on when we are, let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back. If we can.
And what happens if we can't?
Then we get comfortable in our new...
Я так понял, что мы в каком-то будущем.
Alexius has made a dreadful mess of this place, hasn't he?
I didn't see this part of the castle, the castle, the castle, the castle, the castle.
О. Походу игра хочет, чтобы я пошел на обед. Ладно, простите за такую концовку. Ну, ничего, потом вернемся и пройдем.